Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our YouTube Live Trending Thursday. Glad to be here. Glad that you're all here. If you can hear me loud and clear, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I'm coming across the airwaves loud and clear. All right, so now let me talk to you about my first thought today. You know, I'm a Duke fan. You know that Joey's a Carolina fan. Yeah. Coach Roy Williams retired today, so today my coffee will be drunk in my Duke Blue Devil coffee mug. Oh yeah, that's.
We'll put you in timeout.
You can't put me in timeout. I am the host here. You can't put me in timeout. All right, sitting side saddle to me is my producer Joey. Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
He's the guy that makes sure that I look good on camera and make sure that everything goes across the way it's supposed to be. All right, so glad to see so many people are here. Don't forget, if you are here, share this live presentation on your social media. Let people know what we're doing over here at VectorVest. Always make sure you comment, like, subscribe to the channel. I still have 52% of the people who are watching this video unsubscribed to the channel. Folks, all it takes is just to hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe to the channel, support the channel, especially if you like the commentary that we put on here. We cover the gambit across what's going on in the market, and we also give a lot of stock picks to take a look at, depending on what industries and sectors are making moves in the market. So there it is. I like that, John. John says, Joey, Glenn is the man of the hour. I like that. Way to go, John. Way to go. All right.
Your head's not going to fit in the camera.
My head's not going to fit in the... Listen, I'm just a guy. Believe you me, I am just a guy. I am not... I always act that way. You're just so sensitive. That's what it is. You're such a sensitive guy. Goodness gracious. We have a lot of fun here on our YouTube channel, but we do talk about a lot of serious things that are going on. And we always start off with what's going on in the market. Why? Because the market's direction affects 80% of the stocks within the markets. No matter what the news is on any particular stock, the market's direction is what moves about 80% of the stock. So you want to make sure, even if the story is good, the market is moving in your direction. So we always start off with market direction. All right, so let's do this. Let me pop over into our market timing. And, every week we always start off with what's going on in the market because it's that important. Many of you do not have subscriptions to the software. We're going to talk about that a little later in this presentation. Notice that I will never hard sell you on anything dealing with the VectorVest software. I use this software for our presentations, but I will give you an opportunity to take advantage of utilizing the software at a very low rate for 30 days, all right? So this is what's going on. If we look at our major indices, all of the major indices are up today with our VectorVest composite up 1.15%. And look at that, the NASDAQ is up 1.5%. Green across the board. Now, today is going to be the last trading day of the week because we are closed, or the market is closed for Good Friday, and we here at VectorVest are closed as well for Good Friday. So today is the last trading day of the week going into next week, but nice, everything is moving up green. Looking at our color guard, a lot of yellow still means slow down, but a lot of bullishness in regards to the bars as well. If you want to know more about how this color guard works on a nightly basis, we do a daily color guard report every night, where someone like myself within the education department breaks down what's going on in the market. All right, so primary wave is up. We're still in the confirmed down call. Man, it is what it is. The market's moving up. Let's talk about why the market's moving up. All right, do I want to do the story first? Yeah, I think I want to do the story first. I'm going to go do the story first. Well, I do it this way though, right? All right, Joey's trying to make sure I'm doing all of the right things. Wall Street Journal, U.S. consumer confidence hits highest point since pandemic started. People are becoming more confident in the market, spending their money. They're getting money. Why are they getting money? A lot of stimulus has gone out. All right, so people have a lot of money in their pockets. But, not everybody was able to take that stimulus and put it back into the market. A lot of people needed that stimulus in order to live and survive. So it all depends on what side of the fence you sit on. But nonetheless, more money is going into the economy. More people are spending money. Americans display more optimism about business and labor market conditions in the coming months. So that is a bolster, a push up for the market to continue to move higher. Next one, jobless claims remain near lowest levels since COVID-19's onset. People are getting back to work. It's interesting in regards to that. There's a lot of businesses, as you walk around in your own local towns, there's a lot of businesses looking for help. All right, now it all depends. On the unemployment insurance right now, they've been pushing that up. A lot of people are making more money on unemployment than they are working. That could hamper the people's ability to find people to work. All right. I'm not trying to get into that conversation. I'm just putting it out there. All right. But jobless claims are low. That means people are working. And then household spending picks up after cooling last month. More households are spending money. Well, that goes right in and coincides with the consumer confidence. So these two stories really are in tandem with each other. Household spending picks up after cooling last month. Spending slid 1%, fell 1%. And income dropped 7.1%. More stimulus checks. Rising vaccinations are expected to unleash a burst in shopping and travel. Last week, I put out a video. You need to go back and watch it if you haven't. It says, what was it? Ready to fly. And I looked at 3 of the major airlines. If you haven't already looked at that video on our YouTube channel, please do so. And if you only come here for Trending Thursday and you don't take advantage of all of the plethora of videos that we have out there in regards to what's going on in the market, individual stocks, you need to do that. And the only way you'll know when new stories come out, hit the bell icon after you subscribe. After you hit the subscription button, hit the bell icon, you will be alerted to when new videos come out. But there's, the flying video, not too many people watched it, but travel is going to be on the rise. All right, maybe not to the same level pre-pandemic, but travel is going to be on the rise. People are itching to travel take a look at that video because it talks a lot about what's going on with those airlines and what they're doing in anticipation of being able to fly. So again, the airlines one, yes, I shared that. There you go, Kathy. I appreciate that. And if you ever find a video on our YouTube channel that you like, share it, folks. That's the only way people outside of this group of VV Nation finds out what we do. Always remember to share it. I do it on my social media. You guys, some of you follow me on my own either Twitter or Instagram. And I put some of this stuff out on my social media as well. And it's amazing how many new people find that stuff. All right, so airlines, hotels, cruise lines, Live Nation and the such, absolutely, Jay, they're all going to start to rise after everybody, you know, the inoculations are coming out and people are getting more comfortable. They feel a little bit more safe. That's why those things are going to start rising. All right, so now let's go take a look at the news that's moving the market. Let's go take a look at our market timing graph. Let's go open up to the graphs and let's go to, oh, I didn't want to do it that way. Let's go to the viewers tab instead. Yeah, let's go to the watch list viewer and YouTube trending Thursday. Let's go find today, 4/1 of 2021. Hey, happy April Fool's Day. Do you say happy April Fool's Day? Can you say that? Or do I need to do something like really silly and go, April Fools? Hi, I really like Joey. April Fools! No. I love Joey to death. He's my brother. I love him. You want to punch? All right. Yeah, so Joey just hit me and knocked me out. All right, so here's the stocks that we're going to be looking at in our list today. Let's go auto fit these. And the two stocks that I always look out for the market are the S&P 500 or the spiders, for those of you who are not VectorVest subscribers. And we also look at the VVC, the VectorVest composite, which looks at the movement of over 8,600 stocks. All right, let's go right click. View the stock graph. Let's go take a look at them. So there it is. There's the S&P 500. Man, is that hitting all-time highs today? Let's go. Yep. The S&P 500 over the last 10 years, new high today. So the market is rocking and rolling. What else is making the market rock and roll besides people willing to spend money in the economy and the jobless rate? How about infrastructure stimulus? Nobody's talking a lot about that. We will talk a little bit about that today. But that's a high-ticket item that could help move the market higher as well. Well, all right. I'm going to give you my 2 cents in regards to this. That's another, what, $2 trillion worth of money being pushed towards infrastructure. That's a lot of dough. All right, and that's all. That's where I'm going to stick it, and I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to leave it just right there. That's a lot of money. And John says it's Cafe Bustelo. That's what I'm drinking right here in my cup. Cafe Bustelo in my Duke cup.
Yeah, get your ugly mug off the camera for leaving. I don't mean your face.
Oh, you talk about my Duke? People don't like Duke? People like Duke. Nope, they're not. All right, so nice open day on the S&P 500. We gapped up from yesterday's close. I'm looking at the 3 and the 8 exponential moving average. I'm going to slow that down a little bit, and I'm going to put on the 20-day exponential moving average. Let me make that a little darker so that you can see it. That's a little bit more middle of the road-ish, swing trader-ish. 20-day exponential moving average, nicely above it. Nice open day today. We still got a little bit more trading. We're trading a little less than we did yesterday. Relative timing tells us that the S&P 500 is still rising. That's a good sign for the market. That's just looking at the S&P 500. Then we have the VVC, which looks at the movement of over 8,600 stocks. Same kind of scenario, gapped up from yesterday above the 20-day exponential moving average, but the VVC is sitting in a channel, whereas the S&P 500 or the spiders was hitting a new high altogether. The VectorVest composite isn't right now, but it tracks a lot more stocks than just 500 stocks. All right, but it's in a channel, but it's above the 20-day exponential moving average. Volume is pretty steady. It's not overbought or oversold. I'm okay with where it is right now, but two different indicators, the VVC and the S&P 500, both have nice open days today. The market's doing well. Hopefully your stocks are doing well. I think at some point in time, we're going to start delving into a little bit more of market timing for you guys. I'm not ready to do that just quite yet. But 8,600 stocks tracking of that in a channel, whereas the S&P 500 is hitting new all-time highs. All right. Does anybody have any questions in regards to what's going on in the market? All right. Anybody have any questions about what's going on in the market? Look at that. Robert says, we love Duke. Yeah. No, you can't boot him.
I muted him.
I brought him back because I brought him back. All right, if there's no questions,
All right, let's give a mug away.
you want it, we're going to give away a mug. We are going to give a mug. What do they have to do? Type in VV Nation if you want a mug. One of these mugs right here, the VectorVest mugs. We're going to give away a VectorVest mug. All right. So you got to type VV Nation in the room. Joey will utilize our tool to randomly pick someone to get the mug. So there we go. All right, what is this? Is the selling done? You talk about in the market, CT? I don't know. Right now, what I'm looking at is the market is still moving higher. We all know that anything can happen at any given time. So right now, the market's moving up, CT. Whether it's looking at the spiders or the VectorVest composite, the market's moving up. And until I see it pull back below that 20-day exponential moving average, I'm going to say that the selling is done for right now. But anything can happen at any given time, so just don't lose that. Why is J&J down when the market is up? Is it because of the 1.5 million that was lost? Birch, yes. And that's big news. That's big news. We're going to talk a little bit about Johnson & Johnson. I didn't have that story. I knew that story. But I'm thinking that that's going to have a negative connotation on Johnson & Johnson big time. So we'll get into coronavirus stocks. All right. So that's my story on the market as a whole. Let's go back out to my news stories and let's move on to the next story, which is on clean energy. You know me, I love the clean energy. It is an energy. It's been an industry that's been rock and rolling. And you know something? I did a search prior to the presentation to look at what the strongest or fastest moving sectors in the VectorVest system were. And the fastest sector right now is the energy sector. So it's still hot and heavy again. So I wanted to look at some stocks that were within this sector for today's Trending Thursday. NIO trading higher after strong March deliveries. NIO is putting cars out, folks. The Chinese EV manufacturer reported March deliveries of 7,200 vehicles. That's a 373% rise year over year. NIO is doing it. But is NIO the best stock at this particular point in time? Who's the big story? The big story is always going to be Tesla, all right? Big story, the big boys is always going to be Tesla. But this was done 4 hours ago today. NIO is trading higher after strong March deliveries. So as they keep putting out that they are making cars, that they're selling cars, it's going to help to bolster that stock's price, all right? So let's move on to another story. Warren Buffett, another Chinese-backed company called BYD. Warren Buffett-backed electric automaker hit by rising battery costs, analysts trim price targets. So I went to go look up that stock BYD, and we don't track it. Take me off for a second. We don't track it. There we go. I wanted you to see that. So there was the stock BYD announced late Monday that the net profits attributable to shareholders in the first quarter will be between 200 million yuan, which is 30.4 million, and 300 million yuan. All right, but rising battery costs. I did a story also last week on NIO where they got an order from the country to have battery swap stations. I'm not sure which is the best way to go. Swapping out batteries, which you can do in a matter of minutes, or on our side, on the U.S. side, having the batteries, you have to charge them overnight. All right, so I'm not sure where I sit. I think that the battery swapping sounds easier, But if you're swapping batteries, you never own your own battery, something along those lines. I'm not sure how I really feel about it.
And change batteries, right?
But and Joey's asking, there's multiple batteries,
Stuff.
right? But they swap them all out. So
Right,
those
but
batteries,
it's not just like a swap.
it's
You
not.
take the car apart. Like,
No, you can still do it in a matter of minutes.
Yeah.
It's still not hours to do it. It's still in a matter of minutes to be able to swap the batteries, as opposed to on our side, like Lucid Motors or Tesla, you still have to charge those batteries over time. And I think Kay Monocor is right. It's like the propane tanks for your barbecuing. You know, I take that, I return it to
yeah, I
To
get
Food
that part,
Kitty?
but I just don't think it's like you pop your hood and you take 2 terminals off, throw another one in.
No, I think there's more than one battery, but I think that it's enough that you can still do it in a matter of a short amount of time than having to wait for your car to be charged up overnight. So I'm still not sure where I sit with that. But this company is saying that the rising battery costs are affecting the automaker's ability to be profitable. Very interesting. Last story I have on here is using my favorite stock in the whole wide world, Apple. Apple will use Tesla Megapack batteries at its solar farm facility. And there's a picture. Look at that solar farm. That's a lot of solar formation. You think so? That's a lot of solar formation. And they're going to use the Tesla Megapack to charge them or to run them. That's something, I'm thinking that this is going to be a recurring picture across the United States as we move closer and closer into the clean energy. So get used to seeing this. All right, get used to seeing this. Didn't this same discussion regarding removable batteries occur last week? Am I not watching today's episode? Bill G, the answer to your question is yes, we did discuss it. And it's a different video. This is a different live stream. I'm live. This is live. You didn't see this last week. You didn't see me. Oh, you don't see me on the screen. All right. I was pinching myself. It's not a bad, I'm pinching. This is real. This is not a bad thing to go back to what we did talk about, because it builds some confirming ideas about what we talked about. So I'm not sure what you're asking, but yeah, we talked about it, and guess what? We'll probably talk about it again next week. I don't care. It's all about showing the progression, whether up or down, in a story that we talked about. Absolutely. All right. So those are my 3 stories on clean energy. And let's get into the stocks. Let's go take a look at it on my list. What were we looking at? We were looking at Tesla. We were looking at renewable energy. And we were looking at, what was my other one? NIO. Oh, NIO. Where's my NIO? Oh, look at that. Look at where NIO is. Look at where NIO is. So for any of you who are brand new, when we set up our watch list of stocks that we're going to cover for the day, they're automatically sorted by our master indicator, VST. So the stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing automatically migrate to the top of the list, and the ones that have the worst combination go to the bottom of the list. So it said that NIO's price was up today because of sales of the car. Well, let's go look through my list. So Tesla's in here. It's got, out of the 3, the best combination of value, safety, and timing. The stock is definitely way over its value. Renewable energy, REGI, is trading at 69 with a value of 134. Nicely undervalued. And NIO is trading at 39 with a value of $6, grossly overvalued. Let's look at this stock's long-term price appreciation potential as compared to a AAA corporate bond. Tesla relative value casts on that scale between 0 and 2. Right now, Tesla should outperform that AAA corporate bond over the next 1 to 3 years by 63%. Tesla is a stock that I'd rather have in my portfolio long term. Renewable energy at 1.62. REGI should outperform that AAA corporate bond by 62% over the next 1 to 3 years. NIO, on the other hand, though, it's got a relative value below 1. That AAA corporate bond, which we're looking at, is gauging the market. This stock will not outperform that AAA corporate bond. All right, now let's go to relative safety. This is an indicator of risk. How risky is the stock? Relative safety also looks at the stock's consistency and predictability of financial performance. Does the company meet or exceed its earnings expectations quarter over quarter, year over year? Relative safety on Tesla is above 1. Excellent. It's not a risky stock. Relative safety above 1 on REGI. Good. It's not a risky stock. On NIO, though, it's right at 1, which means that it may or may not meet its earnings expectations. I think the news of how many more cars they sold than last year will help to bump up that relative safety going forward. And last but not least, are these stocks in an uptrend or not? Relative timing tells me that, the short-term price trend of the stock. Relative timing on Tesla is below 1. It's not in an uptrend right now. REGI below 1 at 0.50, not in an uptrend right now. In NIO, not in an uptrend right now. The energy sector is still a hot sector overall, looking at all of the different sectors we have in the software, but these companies right now are not moving up in price. The fundamentally sound stocks like Tesla and REGI, the fundamentals are there. They need to be moving up. Let's right-click on those 3 stocks.
No.
How can NIO have a high CI? CI at 1.71. All of these have high CIs. Let's go take a look at them. So when you look at CI, CI is the comfort index, the stock's ability to withstand long or lengthy price declines. All right, I'm going to throw CI on here, add parameter, capital appreciation, CI. Throw that on here. Why is Tesla a sell? All right, let me go put on the stop. Add parameter, price, put on the stop price. What is the stop price? You want to know why Tesla is a sell. What is a stop price? This is that blue line right here, okay? The stop price is a 13-week moving average, which has been adjusted for the fundamentals of the stock. So we've already determined that Tesla's got good fundamentals. Why is it right now, once a stock's price falls below the stop price, which is right here, let me zoom in a little bit more. Once the stock's price falls below that blue line, the stock automatically becomes a sell. You notice that as long as Tesla is below this blue line right here, the stock remains a sell. Notice here, on this date, it popped up above the stop line, turned into a hold. But as long as it's trading below the stop price, the 13-week moving average, which has been adjusted for the fundamentals of the stock, as long as it trades below that, it will be a sell recommendation. Now, explain the sell signal for those who don't know. And Chris, I just explained that. The stock's price falling below the stop price. Now, Tesla is not in an uptrend right now. All right, because RT is not above 1. Someone's asking about CI. CI on Tesla is at 1.78, coming off of a high of where it was. All right, so it's still, and right now as the stock starts moving back up, the level of the CI will continue. But notice that as the stock's price fell, so did CI. Even though it remained above the value of 1, it fell. And I think that's going to be the same thing that we're going to see on NIO. REGI is below, again, the stop price, that 13-week moving average. I'm going to take off the EMA for the price. 13-week moving average, trading below it, it becomes a sell recommendation. Understand that the fundamentals behind the stock were good. Stock's not in an uptrend. And CI is above 1, but look at where it was back here. It was at 1.71. It has fallen as the stock's price has fallen, but it's still above 1. It's riding the coattails of being all the way back here. All right, and then you wanted to know about NIO. Why is NIO CI high? It was coming off of a level back on March 12th of 1.77, and right now it's at 1.71 as the stock's price has fallen. But as we see, it's going to start to rise up. If it does start rising up again, CI will rise. CI, let's go put this on a 1-year graph. CI has been good for NIO because the stock's price has been running up. Now that it's pulling back, CI is pulling back as well, but not below the value of 1. Whoever asked me about the question about the CI on NIO being as high as it is, does that now make sense to you?
Bill and
Was it Bill?
yeah,
I thought CI reflected smooth movement from bottom left, top right. So let me show you something. Let me zoom in right here. Is that a smooth price pattern? It is. What's CI doing? Riding up, right? Let me undo the zoom. Let me zoom in right now. Well, CI does expose a rising pattern. Is it rising? No. Is it still above 1? Yes. Why? Because it's been above 1 since way back here. It's slowly degrading. Does that make sense, Bill? So yes, it's above 1, but it is falling. It is falling. And look at that. It's not showing me that it's nearly as smooth a pattern anymore, but it's still above 1 because it's been so nicely above 1. All right, so Bill, hopefully that makes sense. All right, hopefully that makes sense. CI, excuse me, may be above 1, but it is definitely falling. All right, it is definitely falling. All right, does the semiconductor fall out? What's going on? That's a whole nother question. I'm not covering semiconductor today, but I will look at some of those stocks at the end if you would like me to do so. All right, so those are the 3 stocks. And Bill, hopefully I answered your question about CI. It's still high, but it is definitely falling. It is definitely falling. Cafe Bustelo on my Duke cup. It tastes like great coffee. All right. Any other questions? I love the questions that we're getting today. Getting the questions, and especially for my new people that are in the room, you're getting a sense of what the VectorVest software can provide for you. How many likes do we have so far today, Joey?
72.
Let's get, how many people we got? Let's see if we can get up to 200 likes today.
200.
Joey
You
want.
have no faith in them?
What do you want?
You have any faith in VP Nation?
What do you want? Joey wants 300 likes today. Joey wants 300 likes today. And if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, if you like the commentary that you see here, folks, please subscribe to the channel. All right? Just hit the subscribe button. You're here every week. Just hit the subscribe button. All right, let's get to my next story. My next story is about infrastructure. My next story is about infrastructure, and the second fastest sector that I looked and saw this today before we started, the second fastest sector was the steel sector. Steel is going to play a big role in infrastructure, right? 3 steel stocks heating up this week. Do the charts say it's time to buy? My 3 stocks that I'm going to look at today are STLD, X, and Nucor. Nucor has been hot in the industry, in the market big time. So I'm going to take a look at these 3 stocks. All right. So this is where my infrastructure story is going to come into. Now, there's an infrastructure ETF for those of you who are out there, called PAVE. We don't track it yet, but I'm giving it out to you so that if you want an easy way to invest in the infrastructure stimulus that could happen, PAVE is a good ETF to take a look at. Again, we don't track it, and I'm going to look and see how we can talk to the right people here to see about us tracking it. But it seems like it's a great ETF, one ticker symbol to invest in for the whole infrastructure. For those people who don't know, this may be something for you. All right, this may be something for you. All right, let's get into those. Look into X. Nucor is at the top of the list. Good, Gordon Gin. It's got the best combination of value, safety, and timing. And what was my third one? STLD. Number 2, look at that, 2 steel stocks at the top of the list. And PAVE, again, we don't track, but you can take a look at it. I think it's a great investment with low exposure to risk to the whole infrastructure situation. All right, I just want to look at the graphs. All right, since this is such a hot sector, I want to look at the graphs. Look at that, U.S. Steel, bottom left, top right, a little bit of choppiness. All right, but if infrastructure does come through, I'm thinking that, I'm going to take off the stop price and the CI. I'm thinking that U.S. Steel might be starting to make a run. It made a run yesterday, a little bit of a pullback. I've got a level of support sitting at about $24.21. Keep your eyes on it. The news about the infrastructure is starting to ramp up. This stock also is at a level of being overbought, with stochastics being at 80. That's probably why it's pulling back as well. How about Nucor? This stock has been on a nice little tear as of lately. The stock's got to take out this level of the high, which is sitting at 82.76. Right now, it's trading at 79.83. Nice open candle. Even though it's red, it's an open candle showing me that today's open is the price right now is higher than today's open. So it's moving up. I like the volume. I like RT is leveling out and still above 1. And the last one is Steel Dynamics. Hit a new high yesterday over the last 3 months of 52.23. Pulled back from that a little bit today. Nice open candle though. RT still rising. Stock is in the neighborhood of being overbought. Always be careful when you look at stochastics on a stock that's in overbought territory. All you need to do is probably wait for a pullback before you're ready to buy into it. But if it's at that level of overbought, look at here. It was overbought. What did the stock's price do? It pulled back. Look at here. The stock was overbought. What did the stock's price do? It pulled back. Small pullbacks, but nonetheless being in that level of being overbought. All right. So the question came up is, what was the ETF? The ETF was PAVE. P-A-V-E. P-A-V-E. Let me go back. There it is. PAVE is the ETF. Requested PAVE and IFRA a few days ago. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. I'm gonna still look into it as well. All right, I'm still gonna look into it as well. It says you have 300 likes. I'm giving you 1 regular like and 299 virtual likes. What's a virtual like? What's a virtual like? Oh, that's awesome. I love this group. All right, all high stochastics. Why, Sandy? Because these stocks are on the run, right? Because of the whole idea of infrastructure, these stocks are starting to move. Remember, I told you that the steel sector was the fastest moving sector, the second fastest moving sector in the VectorVest system. The second fastest. How does that happen? Because the stocks are moving. All right. Growth is negative. Why? So if I look at earnings growth, these companies are steel companies. How long have you seen steel fallen? This is going to be a reawakening for steel. These companies have negative earnings growth rates because they weren't able to grow their earnings. Now, all 3 of them, 2 out of the 3 have positive earnings, but they weren't able to grow their earnings, so it was at a negative rate. I bet you the earnings per share, if I look at these graphs again, view the stock graph, if I look at these graphs again, I'm going to change this style to a swing. There's earnings. I figured that. So the earnings growth rates were negative. I figured that earnings would have been falling, and they are. Earnings are falling. As this ramps up, all of this data may change. They are selling stuff. They're getting contracts, or they should be getting contracts. The sales growth is falling. All I'm telling you is that given what's going on with the package, these are stocks to keep your eyes on. All right, these are definitely stocks to keep your eyes on. Any other questions? Any other questions? Want to mention a summit? We got a summit. We got a 2-day summit, free summit coming up. Let's talk about that. I mean, what is it? www.vectorvest.com/summit. We've got a 2-day summit coming up. I will be hosting it. We'll talk. The #1 online financial freedom summit is back. It's free. We talk about a lot of stuff. We've got a lot of speakers from across the globe. Here's all of our pictures. All right. We've got people from across the globe, and I will be hosting it as well. If you go to that website, www.vectorvest.com/summit, Joey will put it in the room. Oh, it's already pinned to the top. Look at that. All right, click on that. All you have to do is register and then show up. It's on April 16th and 17th. Just register now and then show up. All right, there you go. What else did you want me to talk about?
Remind them we're going to give away a mug.
We're going to give away, are we ready to give a mug?
Was that your last story?
No, after my last story?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, after my last story. No, I'm not close to my last story yet. They've already typed in VV
But
Nation.
there's new people.
All right, so Joey is being a pain. You're being like a nagging wife right now. You're being
Nagging
listen.
What? A nagging what?
Hold on.
Say? What were you gonna say?
You're like here. I need you here.
What were you gonna say though?
Don't worry about it. I need you here. Okay.
Right, well, everybody wants to win. So
all right. So if you want to win the VectorVest mug, we're gonna give one away. Type VV Nation in the room in order to do that. Are you happy now?
That's all.
You're nagging. You're such a nagger.
You could have just done it.
You're just nagging about everything. Whatever. All right. Let's get to my next story. My next story is going to be on coronavirus stocks, vaccine stocks, however you want to look at them. Nagging husband. No, I just called him I called him a nagging wife. I said he was a nagging wife.
You said I was like.
Like, that's what I said. Yeah. That you're like. Stop nagging. OMG. All right, so my next story, you know something? Social media tends to flag these stories if we use coronavirus, because it says that we're trying to propagate panic and fear. Listen, I'm just telling you the stories behind what's going on with the vaccinations. That's all. All right, so I'm just trying to make sure that I say it the right way. But it says right here, Pfizer-BioNTech COVID-19 shot, 91% effective in updated data, protective against the South African variant. So I had done a story not too long ago that both Pfizer and Moderna were going to put out booster shots to go after the different variants from Germany, from South Africa. Was there only two? I thought there was a third variant. Do you remember? I thought there was a third variant. I don't remember. But I know that there were two, at least two. I thought it was a third. So we'll keep that in mind. But they're saying that their shot is 91% effective in updated data, which is a good thing. AstraZeneca is big in the news because 1 week it's good, 1 week it's bad, and now they don't know what's going on. How many of my people in here from Canada? Type of me in the room. How many of my people in here from Canada? Type of me in the room. Because AstraZeneca is not approved in the US, but it is approved in Canada. Did I ever tell you the story of how Canada got its name? So Canada, when they were forming, they said, we want 3 letters, just like the US has, right? You know, they have USA instead of just America. So they put all the letters of the alphabet into the hat, and they said, all right, the first 3 letters that we grab out are going to be the symbols for our country. They said, okay. And this is how it went. It went C-A-N-A-D-A, and that's how Canada got its name. That's an awesome joke. That is an awesome, clean joke.
You're gonna get canceled.
I am so not going to get canceled for that. That's a cool joke. That is it is not bad, but that's how Canada got its name. All right. So I'm just curious to know, out of the people who are in Canada, are you comfortable with the AstraZeneca shot? You keep hearing them talk about the blood clots, and then the WHO came out and said, no, that's okay. Everyone here is confused. Europe's seesawing over AstraZeneca's vaccine is stoking uncertainty. That's going to hurt their stock. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's going to hurt their stock. But they got to get the story right. Is the AstraZeneca stock a good stock or not? And they need to put that out there and get it out, because right now AstraZeneca is going, oh my gosh, oh my goodness, what's going on? They're like, wait, we got this drug, it works. Stop giving all this flim-flam. All right, so we'll go from there. All right, next one. U.S. begins testing Moderna's COVID vaccine booster shots for a variant from South Africa. So there's the third one. No, that was, what did I say, German? I said Germany, South Africa. I don't know what the third one is. I thought I said South Africa. All right, and there it is. U.S. begins testing that booster shot. And those are my 2 stories on coronavirus. Let's go see. I've got Moderna. There it is. I've got Pfizer. There it is, and there's AstraZeneca. What else did I have? Oh, did I have Johnson & Johnson? There's Johnson & Johnson. Someone asked me about Johnson & Johnson. Why is it going down? And you know something? It's not going down a ton. It's down 0.75%. I still think that overall, Johnson & Johnson is still a good stock. Let's look at the prices at 163, value of 196. When you say it's down $1.21 on a $163 stock, which equates out to down 0.75%. I don't think it's rampantly running down. Now, the Johnson & Johnson story did say someone mishandled a lot of their coronavirus vaccine. This is the third company that is authorized in the U.S. to give shots. It's Moderna, it's Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. And I thought AstraZeneca was going to be right behind it, but right now with the uncertainty, we don't know. So Johnson & Johnson's not going down a ton. Let's go look at Moderna. This has always been my stock of choice in this space because it's undervalued and it's got good upside potential. I've liked this stock from the beginning, but it's been hard to trade it because the stock has gotten, it's gone down. It's been hard to trade. Let's look at AstraZeneca, also undervalued, trading at 49 with a value of 58, down today as well. Good upside potential, not altogether safe. And Pfizer, Pfizer was the first one, and right now it's out of the four stocks is at the bottom of my list, right? Out of the four, it is the worst out of the four. I'm going to call this fairly valued, no good upside potential, no safety. I don't know. I don't have a full-blown answer on Pfizer. And Pfizer did all of this on their own without money from the government. Pfizer was the only one out of these companies that did not take money from the government to do theirs. Lance says there's a 99.97% survival rate without taking the shot. Why put something foreign in your body? I don't know where that 99.97% number came from, but I know that there's a lot of people who have died from COVID-19. And actually, I've got people close in my own inner circle of people who have died from COVID-19. So I don't know where that number comes from, Lance. And I'm of a mindset. If you're comfortable taking the shot, take it. If you're not comfortable taking the shot, don't. That's totally up to you. The vaccination is there because it is a pandemic. It is totally up to you. Ulrich, I'll wait until the end to look at Novavax. You'll give that to me as a company to take a look at. All right? You'll give that to me as a company of a stock. Actually, I'm going to write it down. All right? That's also in this space. All right. So let's go take a look at these graphs. View the stock graph. Let's go take a look at them, and I'm going to put these more. Let's go on my graph layout for trade. Let's go see trade. So I'm looking at the 3 and the 8 exponential moving average. There we go. Look at that bounce on Moderna coming off a level of support sitting at 121.02. Like that the 3 and the 8 might be coming back to go positive. Beautiful level of support right here as well. Sitting at 121.02. RT still below 1, but starting to rise. Moderna looks like it should be rising because stochastic shows that it's oversold. All right, so Moderna's definitely been my stock of choice, but it's been tough. It's been tough to hold. Let's go to the next one. Pfizer, look at that. Even though Pfizer's at the bottom of my list, how about it starting to come into its own, bouncing off a level of support? RT did bounce above the value of 1 for a quick second. Watch right now as the stock is in a level of being overbought, and keep your eye on that 3 and 8 exponential moving average. All right, let's go to the next one. AstraZeneca. And again, with AstraZeneca having the highs and the lows of whether it's a good stock or not, look at it. The stock is erratic. The stock is very volatile, up and down, up and down, up and down. And AstraZeneca is going to be the harder stock, I think, in this list to manipulate or to trade. The stock is currently at a level of being overbought. Interesting. Sitting at a nice level of resistance of 50.38. It really needs to break above that. I've got a level of support sitting at 48.83 as well. The 3 and the 8 today just went bearish. Be careful with AstraZeneca if you own it. And there's Johnson & Johnson. Did bounce off a level of support at 151.39. Got to a level of resistance at 167.49. Nice big channel that you can trade off of. buying, bouncing off of the support, and then selling, getting out at that level of resistance. The 3 and the 8 haven't crossed bearish yet, but it looks like it's about to. Watch that the stock is oversold as well, and RT went below 1. All right. Any questions on my coronavirus stocks? All right. Any questions on my coronavirus stocks? I don't know anyone who's been to Antarctica. Maybe it doesn't exist. Don't. Listen, folks, be nice, play nice with each other. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions. All right, understand that this is a civil room. Everybody be nice. All right, just, again, everybody's is entitled to their own opinion. Let's stick to what we see here. Let's analyze the stocks, and let's keep it moving. All right, any other stocks out there? And the BNTX Ulrich falls right in line with Pfizer. So Pfizer, BNTX are together. We just looked and analyzed Pfizer. All right, we already did that. Any other questions? Any other questions? Questions? If not, I'm going to keep on moving. When a stock is in a channel, this is from Leonardo. When a stock is in a channel, what is the best technical indicator to use? If a stock's in a channel, I'm going to think about using either stochastics or RSI to tell me when the stock is overbought or oversold. That's probably one of the best indicators, technical indicators to use when a stock is in a channel. All right, so I'll put that out there that way. All right, I'm gonna move on to my next story. I'm way ahead of time. Woo-wee. Oh, I think I am. Your opinion's really starting to suck recently. You really do. They suck. Your opinions suck.
Everybody's entitled.
Well,
everybody has their own opinion.
No, but your opinion sucks.
Mine sucks.
Yeah, yours sucks. Everybody does have an opinion, but I don't like your opinion more. This is civil. I hate you right now. Oh man.
You eat your own cooking.
I'm trying to eat my own cooking. All right, so oil is my last story. And guess what? Everybody in the room knows what I think about oil. What makes oil move? Type it in the room. What makes oil move?
Pipelines.
Really, Joey? Trucks? Boats? Unless you're stuck in the Suez Canal. Yeah, what makes oil move? That's right, it's demand. Don't forget about MTN. I got you. All right. It's demand. And now oil swings as OPEC plus agrees to hike output amid demand puzzle. So as I was reading this, crude prices swung from green to red and back on Thursday. So oil is doing this as traders sought to put a finger on oil demand from next month after OPEC Plus agreed to gradually increase production from May through July. If they're going to increase production, then that means oil prices should fall. It should fall. Let me tell you something. I go to the gas station, I'm feeling oil go up and into my pocket and out of my wallet. All right, that's the way I'm looking at oil right now, but it's rising, it's swinging, it's swinging. And I think that's a better word for what oil is going through right now, is that it's swinging back and forth. Russell says, what moves oil? War. That's another thing that does move oil, but we ain't talk about war right now. War. What is it good for all of that oil? Saying it again. All right. I just did a remake. That was a remake of the war of the song War. All right. Nope, John, we're not going down that direction. We're not going down that direction. All right. All right. So I wanted to talk about that because oil is starting to push up again, or trying to do a little bit of wick-wackosity. Let's go to... I've only got one stock I'm looking at for oil today, and that's the USO. U.S. Oil Fund Index. It's an ETF. All right, and it is in an uptrend. RT is above 1. Let's right-click, take a look at it. So this is oil. And as we got into the whole idea of stop drilling, oil was still running. And right now oil is moving a little bit sideways. Oil's going up. It is. I feel it in my pocket. Yeah, I do. All right, it's moving a tad bit sideways. If oil is going to start taking off, let's go see what happens if it can break outside of that level of the high. It is not at a level of being oversold right now, but it is sitting a little bit in a channel. All right, so that's all I got today. And I'm at 252. I don't like you today. 252. I don't like you today. Glenn got those bars. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. I got those bars. I'm lit. That was straight from the top of the dome, too. That was straight from the top of the dome.
All right, let me get this mug away.
All right, Joey's ready to give the mug. Yeah.
Rolling.
Who got it?
Leonardo.
Who got it? Leonardo. Hey, Leonardo, are you here?
Yeah, he's just.
Leonardo, you here? Type a yes if you're in the room. James says, trade my truck for a Yugo. I ain't doing that. I can't fit in that car. I know, there he is. Leonardo's here. Leonardo, you have to send an email to connect@vectorvest.com to claim your prize. Connect@vectorvest.com. Congratulations, Leonardo. You got the cup for today. All right. And look at that. 253 and below. And guess what? I'm giving myself an applause because I'm done before 3 o'clock. And
yeah, I'm going to pick stock out of it.
You're going to do what?
I'm going to pick every single stock that they.
You do what you want to do. All right. So you guys know.
You got 7 minutes.
You guys know what time it is. Let's go take a look at some of your stocks. I'm not ready for you yet, Joey.
AMC.
I'm not ready for you yet, Joey.
ESS.
Don't even start with me. These are stocks that I saw. SOS. EXROF. I hate you. Keep going. Oh, now you want to stutter. Oh, no, keep on. Oh, now you want to stutter. Come on. Keep it going, brother.
LUV. NVAX.
NVA. I already got NVAX.
Microsoft.
MSFT. Come on. Spit it out.
COP. Apple.
APPL.
Leaf. Did you do PAVE?
I can't do PAVE.
Oh, yeah.
that's why. So
yeah. FDX.
AAPL.
Come on, man.
FDX. Gush.
NMTCE.
NMTCE. I don't track that. TCD. Oh, look at that. I gotta take that stock right there. Yeah. I gotta take that stock right there. VYGVF. VYGVF. Thank you so much for that, Lance. Thank you so much for that. As soon as I saw that pop up, I said, I gotta put that stock in there. All right, what else, Joey?
VIAC.
Viacom, okay.
AVGO.
Who?
AVGO.
Okay. Broadcom.
Is BAM stock? BAM.
BAM. Yep. ZKIM.
NBIX.
NM.
NBIX.
I wish you speak English sometimes. All right. AMRS. BORR. Builder, that's a good one. We're good? All right. Here we go. Any of you who did not get a stock that you wanted to see up here, go to our free stock analysis, folks. Go to our free stock analysis. And as a matter of fact, what Lance did was amazing. Thank you for that, Lance. That made
anybody can do that if they want.
Anybody can do. I'm not promoting that, but anybody can do that in order to get their stocks up there like that. And Lance, I'm just yo.
It's a guarantee.
All right.
Look at.
Did Lance just pay you $5 to look at his stock? The answer to your question is yes, he did, Kathy. He did. Now, you notice we put a lot of stocks up here, but we got a lot of people in here that's typing stocks. So we're just trying to pick through whatever stocks that we can pick through the best way we can. All right. So it is what it is. And I thank you for that, Lance. Let's go put this on my layout for swing. All right, where I'm looking at the 20-day exponential moving average. I'm looking at earnings, earnings growth, sales, and sales growth, along with the 20-day exponential moving average. Did I do my Jesse Lee Peterson? Amazing. Who's Jesse Lee Peterson? Did I miss that? All right. Anyway, and Novavax is in the space with the coronavirus. Look at that. Also in the channel, sitting at a level of support at 148.95 and a level of resistance at 244. That's a good level to trade on if you want to trade Novavax, by the way. All right. The site for the summit is www.vectorvest.com. Joey, put it in. Oh, it's pinned at the top. It's pinned at the top of the chat, but it's /summit. It is at the top. What did Lance say? Did Lance say something? Everybody's just letting listen. Lance got his stock up there. I don't care what none of y'all say. Novavax is a good trading stock. You can play the bounce off the level of support and ride it up to that level of resistance and do it time and time again. Currently, it's below the level of the 20-day exponential moving average. Earnings per share is starting to rise again after it fell. Look at the earnings growth rate. Looks good. So they're growing their earnings, and earnings is starting to rise again. Sales are not there right now, so it doesn't look like they got contracts for much of anything. And I don't know what's in the pipeline for Novavax as far as drugs either. All right, next stock, Schnitzer. That sounds very German. Schnitzer Schneider. All right. Anyway, it's got to be German. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it that it's German. I got that out there. Stock is currently bouncing off a level of support at 38.20, clearly above the level of the 20 exponential moving average. I'd like to see it take out that high. If you own it right now, that's going to be a good sell point or a profit target sitting at 46.86. Earnings growth and earnings are both riding. Everything about this stock is good. Holy smokes. And I'm wondering if that could be part of the infrastructure too. This is metal products, pipes, fabricate. It could be. It really could be. This could be another stock in the whole infrastructure play. I like the stock. I like that stock, and I cannot lie. I'm going to applaud that. That's a good stock. GlaxoSmithKline, another stock that's been around forever in the space of, I'm not feeling it right now, is below the 20-day exponential moving average. Earnings is falling. It's lower than it was 3 months ago. Earnings growth lower than it was 3 months ago. But they are selling. They are selling. They're out there selling, but they're not growing their earnings. I'd be careful with GlaxoSmithKline right now. All right. I don't know. I'm not feeling it. I like that it was rising, but now it's falling below. I'd wait to see if it can at least get back above that 20 exponential moving average and watch the earnings. Earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher, right? Be careful with that. SOS, Save Our Ship, software business, woo-wee, falling down a little bit. I'm not feeling it. It looks like it got knocked out. Man, the stock's sitting in the level of a channel between $4.16 and $8.99. I'm watching it. It's not below that level of support. Watch earnings growth. Both are falling. Sales growth. Man, SOS, be careful with it. I'm not really feeling it right now. And I don't know what news is behind it. I don't always know what news is behind all of these stocks, but all I'm doing is tracking it by way of the graph. Wow, XROF. Woo-wee. I personally have a stake in XROF, all right? I will tell you, any stock that we talk about that I personally own, I own it. It's been a tough play, but it's a long-term play. It is, it is an industry disruptor as far as the electric motor is concerned. Notice that today's body, look at that, stopped right at that level of resistance of 395. Looking to see if it can get to that high, which is sitting at $5.94, almost $6. But look at that body, today's body, and look at the wick went higher, but today's body stopped right at that level of support. All right, so there you go. Hey, Glenn and Joey, thank you guys so much for your hard work and dedication, your work to us. You guys really help people like me and others out. Thanks. You're very welcome, Tanker. Man, that was awesome that you said that. That was really, really, really awesome. I thank you so much for that. I really thank you so much for that. So XROF, nice up for the last couple of days. I'm loving that, but stopped right at that level of resistance. Next one, airlines. Here's another airline. So I did a story on YouTube on United American and the third one. I forget who it is. Go watch the video. Delta. Thank you. Love is in that space too. And right now, I love that it's moving up. I needed to break above that level of the high. But love the equity curve. Earnings per share, that makes sense that it's falling. It's been decimated. All right, so, man, I do like the graph is moving up, and airlines are going to take off. They're getting prepared for the summer travel. Go look at the video that I've got up there on the airlines, and love falls in that spot. Microsoft, tech stock, woo! Sitting a little bit of a channel. It's breaking out of a level of resistance right now at 240.55. I saw a story about Microsoft getting an award from the government for goggles. Anybody back me up on that? They just got a contract for government for soldier goggles. Anybody back me up? And that news is pushing it higher. That news is pushing it higher. VectorVest will go viral. There's nothing better out there. Thank you, that for Leonardo. Anybody back me up on that story? I swore I saw a story of Microsoft getting a contract with the government. You sound like you think that's hateration. That's freaking hateration. Augmented reality. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I didn't make it up.
That's not what you were saying.
I did. That's what I was saying. Oh my gosh. That's for you. The contract is true, says Lance, and everybody else is saying that, so I didn't make it up. Anyway, it's pushing the stock's price higher. I like that. I like the earnings per share on this tech stock, on Microsoft, the earnings growth, the sale. Everything about this looks good. I think the story with the augmented reality is going to have nothing but good upside for it. But it's going to have the headwinds at the high sitting at 246. Just keep that in mind. All right, if this contract is really as good as it is and it breaks through that, this stock has got a lot of good upside. All right. K-Baz says, first time here, newbie and learning so much. Love you guys. Man, K-Baz, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That is awesome. I'm loving that the people in the room are talking. It's not just me. I'm loving that. You guys are awesome. And again, I'd really like for you guys to subscribe. So K-Baz, thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right, let's go to the next one. ConocoPhillips in the oil. What's it doing? It was running, and then it stopped running. This is where Forrest Gump came in and said, Jedi. And now Jenny's going to say, run, Forrest, run. And let's see if he listens and he breaks above that level of that 20-day exponential moving average. Earnings is picking up. Growth, they're not growing their earnings. Well, oil has been hit. They're not growing their earnings. Sales growth, they're selling to somebody. But the sales themselves are not. This is not the right indicator to use for the stock right now. This is where I'm going to go and add a parameter, a technical indicator. Somebody said when a stock's in the channel, what do you use? I'm going to use some stochastics. And right now, the stock is not overbought or oversold. It's just moving sideways. I wouldn't know what to do except for if I bought into it, I'm going to draw a level of support. This would be my line in the sand. All right, this would be my line in the sand right here, which is the most recent level of support. So if I'm feeling comfortable about petroleum, I'd buy it. All right, I'd buy it, but that would be my line in the sand. If it drops below 50.85, I'd probably pull the trigger and get out. It's, so that's the answer to that question. All right, Conoco Gum. Run, Forrest, run. Apple. As much as I love Apple, I am not in love with Apple. I'm not saying that this is the right time to be in Apple. Our earnings per share is rising, earnings growth is rising, but the stock's price is stagnant. I'd really like to see Apple break above this level of resistance sitting at 126.82. Once that happens, then I'm a little bit more comfortable being in it. But Apple is in a tight little channel between 126.82 and 118. So about $8. Just be careful with Apple. Again, I love Apple, but I'm not in love with it. I want the stock to show me that it's doing what it wants to do. All right, FedEx. Ooh, this has been one of the hot stocks in the VectorVest software for this week. All right, just putting that out there. It's moving. Why is it moving? Well, this is the air freight. Why is it moving? Because everybody and their mama is ordering stuff. You don't see all the stuff that I just got on my desk. I ordered from Wish. And I got a whole bunch of stuff sitting at Wish and Amazon. And Joey comes into my office and is like, dude, what is all of this stuff? Well, it's because I wanted to order some of this, that, and the other thing. But air freight, trucks, ship are all moving because a lot of people are buying stuff and getting it sent to them. I'm long on Apple. Can you talk about how to manage the stops on a long position? So if I go back to Apple, this is my line in the sand, sitting at 118.98. If it falls below that and stays below that for more than one day, I'm probably out of Apple. You know what a good thing to do with an Apple right now? I'd play an iron condor. Why? Because the stock is sitting in, but it's a big spread. 118, 128. It's about I would probably still do about a $5 spread on an iron condor. The stock is sitting in a channel. That's probably somewhere I would want to be. Does that make sense, Alex? If you don't know how to play options, then I would leave the stock if you're in it and you're trying to hold it long term. If it falls below this level of 118.98 for 2 days in a row, you probably want to get out of it. All right, Alex, that's the best guidance that I can give. All right, that's the best guide. Did I buy anything for Joey? No, I didn't buy nothing for Joey.
Never.
I never buy anything for Joey. Wow, there's another thing about oil. Remember I told you the oil is on the rush? Look at that. So Gush bumped up. Look at that, above the 20-day exponential moving average. After it fell, this may not be a bad buying opportunity, and I think it's at a level where Stochastic's telling me it's oversold. This may be a good buying opportunity. There's your selling. There's your profit target sitting at about 91 bucks. I like that. That's a nice looking something to take advantage of oil. It's a 2-time leverage. Folks, that may not be a bad play, and that's your profit target up there. All right. Ooh, NMT, I ain't feeling that. No. The stock is not even oversold territory. Ooh. It's not, and again, I don't know what story is behind this. I'm just telling you, the stock is trending lower and lower and below the 20-day exponential moving average. I do like the rising earnings, but they're not growing it. All right, they're not growing it at a clip, and earnings per share is negative. I'm not feeling this stock. I don't know what they do. Just looking at the graph, if you're in it, I got a line in the sand sitting at $5.85. I'd really like to see it above the 20-day exponential moving average and moving higher. Say again? Oh, Tanker says, hey, Glenn, this company, NMTCD, Neuro One Med, put me at a loss this morning. Why it is that way it is, it looks like it stopped trading and I had the stock with... Yeah, I'm not feeling this stock, Tanker. I don't know what news got you into it. My biggest thing is I'd like to see the stock above that 20-day exponential moving average. All right, that's what I'd like. And you said you can't trade it, that's poopy. Listen, your broker should let you be able to get out of the stock. That's another story for another time, though. All right, woo, VYG. This is why Lance paid for this. This is why Lance paid for this. Look at this stock. Now, I don't know the story behind this either, but it looks like for us, we just started tracking on 218. The stock's been moving up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Earnings is running. Earnings growth is running. Right now, though, Lance, be careful. The stock is in overbought territory. What goes up must come down, even like it was here and it pulled back. Just be careful with it. I don't know what this company does. Let's do this. Let's go pull up news real quick. It's up 7% today. I got no stories on it, though. Lance, what's the story behind it? Voyager digital purchases. Oh, it's another Bitcoin thing. Oh, look at that there. Okay. It's another publicly traded licensed crypto asset platform that provides investors with. Okay. Now I know. This is a little one of those things. All right. It is what it is. And crypto is hot. I'm probably going to do crypto next week. You think I need to do crypto next week? No, we got to let Jason do some. I might do a crypto story next week.
Yeah, because
we're going to have a crypto guy on Trending Thursday next week. Ooh, we bring your crypto questions. That's right, Jason. Woo, that's going to be a good Trending Thursday right there. So this is a crypto play, and crypto is moving this stock like nobody's business. I like it. But next week, folks, that I am going to have a special guest specifically related to crypto. All right, Viacom. Oh, we all know what happened with Viacom. We got a video out on it. One of my colleagues, Patrick France, did a video on Archegos. Is that how you say it? All right, anyway, Viacom was moving along, looking like it was taking off like an airplane. See that? And then Archegos got a margin call, and they sold a lot of Viacom, and Viacom got smoked like a pound of bacon. You know, if I was Viacom, I'd go out to Archegos, and that's what I want to do with them right now. And then I'd be like, man, what did you just do? That hurts. So Viacom got hit because of someone getting a margin call, and good gravy. So I I think that this is going to normalize. There's a lot of shares that they had to sell, which drove the stock's price down in order to cover their margin call. I am thinking that this may be a good buying opportunity. Let me give you a line in the sand. I like this. Let's see if it can bounce up here. Excuse me. And from this perspective, I'm going to change my layout just for a quick second. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the 3 and the 8 to change. Man, the stock isn't oversold. Viacom has got nothing but to go up right now off of that level of support, sitting at $42.76. Just keep your eyes on it. Like to see RT rise as well. All right. But that was the story. Good googly muggly right there. Holy smokes. Good googly muggly. Look at that. AVGO is ugly. UGLY. You ain't got no alibi. It's ugly. It's ugly. That's woo. That stock is very volatile. Sitting in a channel though. It's got a level of resistance sitting at 489 and a level of support at 452. It's in a solid channel, but a lot of volatility. I don't know what's making this stock do what it's doing. All right, but whatever it is, man, it's a tough stock to be in unless you play the retracements from resistance or play the bounces off support. Was something about the stock saturation of Viacom? No, Tommy, that stock was Viacom was gotten beaten up because Archegos, a money manager, got a margin call on some bad bets that they were playing. And again, Patrick France on our YouTube channel did a really good video explaining what happened. All right, again, Trending Thursday is not the only thing that we do here on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, like, and subscribe. How many of you hit the button to subscribe today? I just want to know. Just type it in the room. How many of you newly hit the button to subscribe today? All right, and if you haven't, I'm going to still ask you, hit the subscribe button, folks. If you like the content, I'm looking at how many people are still here. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button. Only takes one click. All right. So I'm like, Tanker, you've already subscribed to the channel. I know you have. Bam. Look at that. That's like playing spades and going, bam. Stock moved from the bottom left, top right. Big pullback right here, but it had resiliency to keep on moving up. Right now, let me go put this back on the swing. Right now, it's still above the 20 exponential moving average. Look at that wick today. Broke below, but staying above. I like that. It's got some longness into it. It really does. It's got some longness into it. Big volume day today. Watch earnings per share. Earnings growth is starting to rise, though. Earnings growth is 18%. Earnings per share is starting to fall, but they are growing their earnings. I like this stock from the perspective of where it is. I'd like to see it take out that level of the high, though. Let's go next one. Zekin, building products. I'm wondering if that could be part of infrastructure as well. I'm not feeling this. Stock's price coming off of that level of the high. It is above the 20-day exponential moving average. But look at the volume. What happened to volume back here? What is the stock doing? What? Earnings per share is falling. Earnings growth is falling. Remember, earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher. Earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher. All right, so just keep that in mind. NBIX, what is that? Drug biomedical, sitting a little bit in a channel. Oh, earnings is going up. Earnings growth is not. Again, I don't know the news behind it, but it's sitting in a channel of 102.42 is a level of resistance, and 93.92 is a level of support. About a $10 channel. About a $10 channel. If I'm trying to be bullish on this, I need it to be above the 20 exponential moving average and breaking out of that level of resistance of 102.42. All right. So that's what I got going on there. AMRS also is sitting in a channel milling around that 20-day exponential moving average. They've got something going on in the background because sales and sales growth has popped up. All right, sales and sales growth has popped up. Earnings is falling. Earnings growth is rising. Earnings growth is at 11%. Earnings per share is falling. But if they keep growing their earnings, that number is going to turn back positive soon. Love the 45-degree angle on the stock, bottom left, top right. Right now, just sitting a little bit in a channel where that moving average is just hugging. I don't know the news behind it, but I do like the equity curve. I do like the equity curve. So whoever gave me that, I like that. Bore, drilling, Petroleum. There's probably more better blues. Remember that movie? There's probably more better stocks to get into. I do like the up day today. I don't like the earnings is falling. Earnings growth is at 5%. Earnings per share is at a negative. Sales growth is growing. I'd really like to see this stock get above both of these moving averages. Both of these levels of resistance and above the 20-day exponential moving average. This is where my profit target would be about $1.67. But there's probably better. I like the up day today. One day doesn't make a trend, though. One day doesn't make a trend. Just be careful with that. Looks like my last stock is Builders. Bottom left, top right, a little choppy in the graph, currently above the 20-day exponential moving average. Big wick at the top. A lot of bearish pressure on the stock. Earnings is about even as it was last year. Earnings growth is growing. They've got good growth, sales growth in sales. That makes sense, especially knowing that this industry is rock and rolling. So it is bottom left, top right. The bears are trying to push down on it today. All right, with that, I'm done. Ooh, that was a lot. Did I miss NIO? Yeah, we already did NIO, Raymond. We did. That was one of my stories today on clean energy. I did do NIO and Tesla, but on the replay, you can go back and watch it, my friend. All right. Remember, folks, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I don't know what else I can do to get you to subscribe to the channel. All right. We gave away a cup. I sang. I danced. I beat up on Joey. I don't know what else I could do to help you to subscribe to the channel. All right. If you like the content, hit the like button. How many likes do we get? All right, so we didn't get you 300. I wanted 200.
Can we get that?
We're going to get 200 before I leave. Make sure I get 200 likes before I leave. Hit the like button. All right, hit the like button. And again, I don't need you to like it. Did you like it? We got 186. Let's see if we can get to 200 before we leave. Subscribe to the channel, share the content. If you come across a video on our YouTube channel that you personally like, share it. Let somebody else see that video. We do a lot of work to get those videos out to you. We've got a lot of content out there. We really want you to watch it. All right. So our YouTube channel is not just about Trending Thursday. I've got my colleagues. Jason is putting out videos on teaching you how to invest in the market. Patrick puts out videos on stuff that's hot and things of that nature. So we cover everybody in the investing world. Thank you, Mr. Glenn Tompkins. You're great. Forget about firing Dr. Fraud Fauci. Oh, Lord. Just fire. Oh, gosh. I don't want to go down that path.
Just fire me.
No, he didn't. He doesn't want to fire you. Yeah, look at, not you. Not you. He's not firing you. Oh, my gosh. All right. And there you go. Ebert gave the 200th like. Way to go, my friend. Way to go. I appreciate that. All right. Subscribe to the channel. Have a good day off tomorrow if you're working. I'm going to have a good day. I'm sleeping. I think I'm sleeping. My wife's got to work. I'm sleeping, and then I'm playing. Yeah, she got to work on Good Friday. And then I'm going to play golf. I'm going to play golf if the weather's good. All right. I'm just going to enjoy it. It's been a long week. I will be here until about midnight tonight during the timing for the VectorVest. So I'm going to have a long day today. It's all right, though. It's all well worth it. I love talking to people. I love teaching people. So until the next time, folks, thank you so much for being here. Special guest next week, specifically dealing with crypto. If you have crypto questions, next week is going to be the week that you need to be here. All right. With that, folks, this video is done. Till the next time, have a great day. See ya.